Hey guys, Monster Matt here, and welcome back once again to Monster Sanctuary, the Beginner Challenge. As you can see, there's a few different things happening today, but I give you guys the heads up that it would be happening though. We have ourselves type-shifted monsters, and I'll go over the team real quick here, if Kudzu would stop hopping around after me there. So we have, of course, Kudzu Haiku, Rick, Sommer, and Mayhem as our main three, same as before. Valiant and Magdalena have joined Kermit on the shifted side as well. Ironically, somehow, it worked out that we had three dark shifts and 3 light shifts. Not really sure how that happened, but it did. Wasn't too bad finding them, actually. I just kind of did a few circuits around the starting area. And use some monster bells, and lo and behold, we got all the eggs we could need, because not only do we have these 5, I also went ahead and grabbed ones for, I have extras actually, for Magma Pillars. I have a Vero of each shift, a Light Shifted Mana Corb, a Rocky of each shift, and as well as a Yowie egg. So plenty of eggs to go around. We have one for the Magma Pillar to evolve into a Magma Moth as well. So we are well covered as far as shifted stuff goes. I put all their gear right back where it was, put their skills right back where it was. I did some minor upgrading as well, because the Katana was still +2. So some minor upgrading, put all their skills right back where they were. So, our new abilities are, for Kudzu Haiku, we have Assault Shield, which is 25% of the damage they do from crits will now shield them, making the Katzerker much more durable. The Dark Shift has also given them 3 more bars of mana, which means that they are now actually able to use their moves, at least to some degree anyway. It's a lot less tenuous, so that's nice. Rick Sommer has access to Critical Apex. Every consecutive hit during an attack increases their crit chance by 3% continuously. So Cascade already does the exact same thing for damage. So that's 10% more damage with each hit. So so for example, on the first hit, it's base damage. Second hit is 5% per cascade. So 10%, and then 20, and then etc. etc. For Crit Apex, it's the same thing, but it's 3% more crit. So 0 on the first hit, 3% more on the second, then 6, 9, 12, 15, etc. etc. Now, his most numerous hitting attack, I think right now, is Arcane Bolt at 6, I believe. Freeze is the same, though. We can get Arcane Bolt up to 7 hits soon, but he also has, of course, Magic Proc and Mana Proc, and Double Impact, which is up to if exploiting an enemy's weakness. That is 3 additional hits. If I get Proliferate, that's 4, as long as you're causing a debuff as well, which most of his moves do. So that would be 4 extra hits. So that would be an 11-hit move, which is pretty good. Yeah, that'll work. Mayhem, I actually was super happy to blunder into. Originally, I thought it was a type shifted Magma Pillar, I think, and then poof, it just happened to be a Tanuki. It was like my 3rd or 4th battle. I was really happy with that, because I was afraid it would be a real nightmare to find a shifted Tanuki, but no, wasn't too bad at all. Went with the same skills, of course, as before, but the ability that he's got is Dark Instinct. It increases damage by 15%. The Dark Shift has also ramped up his attack and magic by 4 points each, which means that the Tanuki's support skills are now sitting alongside an actually fairly stout monster as far as damage goes. Light Shift did have a few perks to it, but it made him tankier a little bit anyway. But this one gives him like 8, as far as raw number of stats gained. Let me show you. Like he gets 4 more attack, 4 more magic, 1 and then 1 in everything else, for a total of 11 points for Dark Instinct. For Light, he gets 1 in attack, 2 in magic, 3 in defense, and 3 in mana for a total of 9. So 11 seems like a better deal, and curse resistance is a pretty excellent shift passive, but it's not the best one. I mean, obviously the best debuff fighting, the best anti-debuff shift ability I've ever seen is I forget what it's called, as a Curse Breaker, the one that removes a debuff every single turn, by itself. That one's just But curse resistance is not that, and besides, he's already got debuff, anti-curse anyway, which makes the whole party resist them better anyway. Not as well as the Light Shift would do, but it's for the whole party, and all it costs is 1 point. So I'd rather just take the damage hike and the better stat deal. For Valiant, I did not find a Dark Shifted blob, but I found a Light Shifted one pretty quickly. So heal charging. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily thrilled with that. We might shift him later. But we can give it a try. Because, like, heal charging is the same ability that Kermit has. Whenever he uses a healing ability, gains a charge stack. Which is cool, but, I mean, for monsters that aren't really concerned with attacking, it's kind of eh. Cursed Chain is not too bad. It gives you a 40% chance to spread your debuffs that you cause to other monsters, and also gives a fairly sizable hike to your magic and your mana, which is nice. But I will say that the Light Shift's relative tankiness is kind of nice too. So we'll see how it goes. And then of course we have Magdalena, another one I was kind of on the fence about as to which shift I wanted. I went with Light because the Dark Shifted one gets you the same one as Rick does, the Crit Apex, which Magdalena I mostly use for like burn support and shielding. So Crit's not really high on my list of priorities. I might take it for the Magma Moth though. The Moth is more offensive and more prefers having a higher crit chance, so that might work out for him. But for Magdalena, even though I'm not really a fan of how the Light Shift pillar works, I decided to go ahead and go Light Shift because it lowers the damage taken by 15%, which just makes your shield monster even harder to kill, which is just nice. And of course, a reminder that Kermit has heal charge as well. Although, if we ever decide to shift Kermit, then his Dark Shift has mana potential, which increases damage dealt and decreases damage taken by 1% for every 20 mana. And as you can see, the frog has mana for days. So that's kind of tempting as well. But, I mean, we are basically turning this thing into the heal battery from places you don't want to go. So, we need to get past this puzzle here. We do have water on us. We have fire on us. And the problem we had was lightning and earth. We weren't naturally able to have those, so we were forced to use the HM rule, where we are allowed to use monsters where we're not... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Other door. We're allowed to use monsters that we can't actually use in a fight, as long as it's only for getting into essential areas. We have now done so. So we're going to pass into Horizon Beach. Is there a... Oh, I forgot about this guy. I forgot about the Raduga. Oh, cool. All right, let's do it. Be a good test for our new friends here. This is a peculiar champion. He has the Elemental Shift trait. Whenever it attacks, it will charge its resistance and weakness according to the element of its attack, which means you could have any elemental weakness and resistance. Choose your party wisely. Well, Rick is an excellent choice for that because he's got such a wide range of elements. Mayhem has Earth covered, where Rick does not, and Kudzu, of course, just does physical damage and has some elemental variance as well, actually. So we should be all right. Do the best we can here. So we're gonna start off with. I mean, right now he's in neutral anyway, so we might as well just burn him and get it over with. Can't take advantage of any of his weaknesses right now, though, which kind of sets us back a little bit as far as ramping up goes, but still, burn is good. I don't really feel like I need to worry about buffs as much. We do ramp those up pretty good usually, but more crit on Kudzu is never a bad thing. So. And there we go. Let's go ahead and stack up some claws. Of course, when Kudzu scores crits, they have a chance to gain more buffs as well. Freeze. Heat Shimmer, that's a tough one. Alright, so it's currently going to be fire, which suits me just fine. Gotta make sure that we don't lose Mayhem, though. So, what I'm going to do... Doesn't help Kudzu at all, either, which is kind of a drag, but it's alright. I don't want to get rid of Chill, because I don't like it, but at the same time I need to heal, you know. This is a bigger heal, so sure, we'll do that. Some buffs out of it as well, which is nice. Kudzu is going to claw you rather badly. And then you're going to follow it up with Freeze. That'll score you. Ooh, Sorcery and a Barrier, very nice. So far, so good. Well, not so good exactly. We're weathering the storm. Kind of want to go with Master Sword and just get that chill off of us, honestly. There we go. Get rid of that. Plus, it buffs the whole party, which is just nice. Now, air we actually have in abundance, so Let's go with voltage. Some shock on there, and then throw it in air sickle. Ooh, all the crits. I like it. Ooh, someone's low on mana. Snow Veil. Alright. That's fire, which again we have. Mayhem's kind of stuck healing himself right now, but honestly, as long as the Radagon's not able to actually like penetrate is how much he can heal, you're just deadlocking him, so that's kind of fine. Fire damage, fire claws. There we go, very nice. There's the freeze on Rick, trying to lower his mana perhaps, and then charge beam, earth damage. Earth is kind of a blind spot for us. Mayhem's got it though, so let's build him up. Freeze is I mean it's kind of the same, isn't it? He's already got chill, so arcane bolt's fine. There we go. Consecutive hits are good. Let's go ahead and build up 1, 3, 5, 3. 3. Yeah. You don't really have a fantastic option here. Air Sickle is usually my combo builder on Kudzu, but it's air and he currently resists that, so Claws will have to do. Yep, and then Shielding Leaves. I mean, Soul Beam does a bit more damage, but I kind of want to go with Shielding Leaves because that way we at least are a bit more solid in case it goes back to hitting us next turn. Let's do that. So I love how much shield we currently have. You can see like Kudzu and Rick both had full shield there. All right, fire damage that time. That's fine. Let's go ahead and top off our health. Ooh, spell shield, nice. Air Sickle for the windup. And bye-bye. Oh, I should have used Fire Claws, my bad. Oh well. Still, that was what, 6 turns? Not as fast as it could have been, but not bad either for a non-dot team. Because dot teams always finish these out fastest. So, Sun Pendant for the 3. Nice. I mean, we didn't kill it as fast as maybe I would like to, but we definitely got it done pretty handily. What does a Sun Pendant do? Defense and crit chance. Shield self for 30 when receiving a buff. Not bad, actually. Defense and crit specifically. Wasn't there somebody here who was good at who I wanted defense and crit for? I think it was Mayhem, actually. Well, the belt kind of has the same effect anyway. Well, it has crit damage, not crit chance. Might be worth. Actually, it might be worth it for him then, because like he already shields and buffs pretty well. He shares shielding when he gets it. So maybe we'll take that. I mean, the stats are fairly low, I'll say though. The crit chance is nice, I guess. But losing, like, I mean, I know it's like base compared to a +3, but like that's 45 defense down to 5. Even with 3 upgrades, it's not going to be as much defense, I don't think. Well, we'll leave it be for now. We'll think about it. We'll put that on the back burner of consideration. And we've made it to the beach. Well, first the farm actually. Well, howdy and good day to you, young keeper. You look like you've been traveling all day, so why don't you stop for a moment and take a rest? This little establishment here you see before you is the monster farm of the Sanctuary. Never heard of it, wouldn't be surprised. We're a bit off the beaten path, so most Stronghold folks never come around here. Anyway, if you got too many monsters and you're losing track of a lot of them, this is just the place to go. That's the whole point of our farm. There's no charge no matter how long you keep your monsters here. You don't get anything from here. You don't get anything from me either, though. That's pretty. No, sorry, my accent just morphed there. Just to let you know, some folks seem to mix our farm up with the monster army. I did it again. I don't keep us thinking very much of that monster army either, by the way. We're more like a monster daycare. I get enough space to roam around and all, so don't you worry. Cool. We're fine. We have well, I guess I could drop. Actually, you know what? I could drop off the goblins. Since they're not necessary, see, like we have to keep the koi because we need swimming. But we'll drop those guys off. I should probably donate our original versions of these guys. I guess I don't have to do that, but like it's fine. We'll just use this to hold on to the monsters that like we're not technically supposed to have the rest of the time. Let me warp back real quick and just and let because like as far as I'm concerned, the Valiant and Magdalena and Kudzu and Rick and Mayhem that we have here are the same ones. We just shifted them. I just sort of, you know, I just kind of sped up the process by not having to wait for shift stones. You know what I mean? So, not that it matters. I mean, we can have as many of these monsters as we want to because they're legal monsters for us to use during this this challenge. So it doesn't matter. It's just my brain doing what it does. All right, fishy. So remembering that we're allowed to use this because we have to. I have not put in any rules where I have to like ignore treasure that I see while using them, because that would be a little silly. Like, I mean, as long as it's like not going out of my way to get it, I guess. Like I'm gonna try to keep the explore. Oh, hello, shifted crab immediately. I don't think I ever got a shifted crab during my original playthrough ever, and now I can't use it. Go figure. Still, that's valuable to us because it does at least get us the ability to hand in the egg to the sanctuary, so that's fine. That is, yeah. We'll take him down first. He does have the highest stats, and once he's buffed by the Vero, that could be kind of an issue for us. So we'll start there. Power. Aqua Blast. So know that these guys have the crabs have a kind of an interesting ability, if I remember correctly, where basically it turns any neutral move into a water move, and then of course and then I think they have an ability or something somewhere in there that like removes the enemy's ability to like resist water or something like that. So like they're pretty much guaranteed at top level anyway. I think if I'm remembering right, they're almost guaranteed at least neutral damage with water, and they have at least one of those talents that like buffs the power of like all water moves, and all their moves are water moves. So they're guaranteed at least neutral damage, and they always hurt. So that's not too shabby, really. Just never really gave them a chance, and I feel kind of bad about that because they seem kind of interesting. All the shielding happening. Oh jeez. Okay, well, keep blasting away here. Yeah, let's throw a burn on you as well, I guess. I don't want the crabs to outpace us though too badly. Let's get this finished up. Get these guys out of the way there. One down. I really do love how durable we are now, though. Like, all this shielding going around. Our team has become really hard to kill, which I am not complaining about in the slightest. We need to get our damage up a little bit, though. Of course, we are in a new area. Whenever you're in a new area, you usually have that wall you were running to at first. We're level 23. Our highest is 24. So the enemies here are probably about that level as well, and we're a dark shift and then a light shift immediately. Really though, this game is just waving at my face now, like, oh, you want these? You want these? You can have them. Like, all right, I see how it is. Jeez Louise. Okay, you can't actually find that guy, so let's just throw a buff there, because why not? Everything's weak to fire or ice, so again, just start with the type shifted thing because it's usually the strongest thing. Nice crits there. Of course, the dodos do have a tremendous amount of buffing and healing, and yeah. Owie! That kind of stung. Alright, I don't really have any better options for this. I can buff and heal, though. Buffs across the board. A nuisance. Can long slash do it? Nah, probably not. Just focus it down. Yep. Well, these guys don't resist Earth, but they're not weak to anything. They're not weak to either. They're only weak to water, which kind of sucks, but it's alright. That was one of those monsters that like I always kind of wanted to use because it's interesting in that it is. The thing is, I think it's the only beast bird monster. Like it's both at once because it's a land-bound bird. Kind of makes sense. But I always wanted to kind of work it into like a party supporting like the behemoth maybe. Because the behemoth is a very cool monster that like the more beasts you have in the party, the stronger it gets, which is kind of nuts. So having a really support-oriented beast bird like this might have been useful, I thought. I never really tested it out, though, too much. I did see somebody in the comments a while back, and I'm sorry that I haven't had a chance to like test this out yet, because I've been so caught up with everything else going on right now in my life. But there was somebody who said they had a way of getting the behemoth like up and running, like, you know, kind of helping out that mana deficiency. That reminds me, just picked my element. I forgot about the food. Critters here need some snacks. They need some monster snacks. You like your crit damage very much. You like mana. You like defense, I guess. Kind of a generalization, but that's all right. Defense. Well, I mean, they could all use defense to some degree, I guess. But the shielding seems to hold its own pretty well, so fine. You know what? Let's go with 2 of the thing they need the most. And then we'll give them another stat after that, I guess. Honestly, crit damage might be like the only thing I need to give them though, like for Kudzu at least, because like everything about Kudzu needs crit damage. Like it even increases their shielding. There's really no reason to not do that. So yeah, you know it's fine. Just here, have more crit damage. Rick gets some benefit from crit as well, so that makes sense. Mayhem, though, is more into probably health, or maybe mana. Because, like, he scales defense off his shielding, but he's got, well, magic, I guess. Not so much healing. I mean, defense is fine then, I guess. But he does do, and plus he actually has a fair bit of crit damage on already, doesn't he? That's from his belt, though. Yeah. Fine. Let's just give him defense. It's fine. I'm not exactly thrilled that we just stacked like the same thing on most of them, but it's all right for now. I'll have to give the food to Valian and Magdalena later as well, but for right this moment that'll do fine. Kermit's got pears. Oh, just more mana. So I thought that his at some point as well, but Valiant was like what, health and defense, and Magdalene was just defense, I think. We're gonna update them later. Just wanted to kind of, you know, remind myself to do it, because that's one thing I was always kind of bad at was remembering to give people the food. All right, more dodos. That's fine. We can do that. Right now we're just kind of cutting our teeth on these new enemies, trying to get ourselves to the point where we feel comfortable fighting them. So far so good, honestly. Not really seeing much of a problem. Long slash. I need to get long slash too, I think. It's just not holding up very well at the moment. All these guys can buff though, which is kind of crazy. Power. Jousting. Tackle. Let's do this. I think Kudzu go first is not exactly my idea of a smart play, but it lets me do this. We're gonna build the combo up using Rick and Kudzu. Maybe get some extra damage against this bird here with Soul Beam. Not as much as I was hoping, actually. I guess I should remember that while Mayhem is definitely stronger than he was, he's still not exactly like the pinnacle of damaging monsters. He's just, you know, he's not as reduced in that area as he was before. So that's, you know, it's nice, but it's not necessarily like, oh, he can go throw down with the big damagers just yet, you know. I don't think we're going to be doing like all of Horizon Beach today, though. It's a pretty big area to begin with, and frankly, I just wanted to kind of get in here, get started on it, and sort of try out our new shift monsters. So that was kind of my intention for the day. So I probably won't go too long. I just really want to test these guys out. So far, it's pretty good, honestly. Pharaoh, Dodo, Monster Bell, levels. I like levels. Levels are good. Alright, can you afford long slash too? Yeah, not quite, but close. I probably should just bite the bullet and get this, because like a 5th more mana regen is gonna fix a lot of problems for Kudzu. But then again, in time, it may not even be necessary anymore, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know. We'll leave it be for the moment. It's fine. More crit damage is nice. Bleed, double bleed could be nice. Heroism, because I had to refocus a few things. So kept Heroic Party, didn't get a chance to go back and grab Heroism yet. So maybe I'll grab that. More damage is good. More crit, also tempting. Would bring them up over 50% crit chance, which is always very nice. Plus, of course, you know, 40% more from this, so that actually would make it almost 100%. That's a little bananas. With this, I actually think that it would be. Also kind of nuts. That's pretty tempting, actually. Of course, we're not there yet. No, level 30, so. Alright, it's fine. Heroism, I guess. I really do want more damage on that cut, though. It's 50% more is it's still, I don't know, it's still not as much as it probably could be, I guess, but fine. For Rick, honestly, he's doing really well in most areas. He can't afford his next level abilities in all areas yet. Freeze is really quite expensive. It's almost 200, whereas Ignite is 165 as 176. So it's kind of strange how his mana costs are kind of all over the place. I think it's because it scales somewhat off of what the debuff associated with the power actually is or does. Like Shock is good, it provides an extra hit. Burn is, you know, good, it applies damage over time. Well, but Freeze, you know, saps away their mana and can be comboed into Congeal if you have somebody else that has that. So I can kind of see why it's more. Well, actually, no, I would have thought Burn maybe would be. It's strange that Burn is the cheaper one, but still. Proliferate, probably. More hits. More hits is more crits, is more damage, because Cascade as well. Mayhem. Attack proc is tempting, honestly. If we want to start giving him real teeth, Hybrid Mastery is now a much more enticing option. It wasn't that big of a deal before, but now he's got such a substantial offensive set. 10% more in both is pretty good. You know, because he increases his attack by 10% of his magic and vice versa. So that's 26 more in both. That would bring him up to almost 290 in both, which is not as good as either. Well, actually, it's more than Kudzu's got. It's more than Kudzu has now, actually. Wow, I didn't even realize that. It's kind of impressive, really. Huh. Then again, Kudzu's using the katana, which I think is it's a bit weaker than a specialized weapon, but he gets, like, you know, the crazy crit and crit damage off of it, so that's fine. Kudzu might do less damage up front, but with a huge crit damage boost, you know, I think it takes care of itself there. But what I really want to get is mana shielding and copy shielding, just to, you know, continue, you know, just kind of styling on people as far as shielding goes. Defense focus, though, was one I had before and I don't have now, so let's go ahead and grab that, I guess. Just to keep the defense up to what it ought to be. I'll grab heal. I think I'm gonna grab healing shield soon as well, maybe. Because like Master Sword doesn't heal that much though. Like, it does, but like not as much as like full on heal would. It's all right. All right, so let's continue nosing around a little bit here before we let's try and find out something else to test ourselves against. Oh, hello. And look at you, Mr. Neon Orange Creamsicle Lion. Hey, you again. Now you're at Horizon Beach already? How'd you even get here in the first place? Also, don't you know the monsters here are much stronger than the ones from the Mountain Path or the Blue Caves? You're gonna need stronger monsters if you're aspiring to have even a ghost of a chance of beating the monsters here. You can't just rely on your special familiar. That's what really makes a great monster keeper, you know. I'd love to show you what a team of strong monsters looks like, but I've got some important business to attend to. You see, there's an old man by the sea who's looking to hire some experienced monster keepers for a treasure hunt. Of course, you haven't heard about it because you don't even qualify. Come now, Leonard. There's more to a great monster keeper than having strong monsters. For instance, humility and sportsmanship. I'm sure that begin at will be allowed to participate in the hunt as well. I suppose that's true. All right, you may try to follow in my lead, and perhaps you'll become a great keeper as well. That's not really what I meant, but sure. Onward! The old man should be just by the seashore. Because he's as humble as ever. Oh, Leonard. Anything here, I wonder? No. There's some, like, there's a lot to kind of look around in today. Like I said, I'm gonna try my best to only get boxes I can theoretically get without the use of these monsters. So like this one, I can just walk along. I can just walk along the seabed. That counts. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like it didn't require me to swim to get to it. I think that's fair. Is that another shifted one? No, it's not. The Brawlish is though. It was shifted things everywhere now. All right, let's give this one a go. Brawlishes are weak to wind. Yeah, cool. Okay. I can deal with that. Damage there. Let's airstrike build up. Nice crits there, and then we can actually, well, let's just focus down the Brawlish. In which case I should have gone voltage first, not first, but closer to first for the extra shock damage. Ooh. Heavy punching. Alright, well, fair enough. Can you finish off this guy? No, not yet. Yeah. What I might be able to do, if I'm very lucky then, is got this. Can a long slash finish this whole thing off? No, I don't think so. Close, but no. There we go. More crits, more buffs. I really do love how the team can buff themselves by hitting stuff. Because I really do like just sheer economy of actions. I really prefer it when I can just hit stuff and get like some other effect at the same time. Like it bothers me having to take like turn 1 to buff your team. I would really take turn 1 to hit stuff and get buffs at the same time, and this team does that very well. So I'm quite pleased with that. Shock in there, and then throw in some of this. Alright, nice. Brawlish has Burrow? I forgot about that one. Cool. Healing, buffing. And then we throw in a little extra cooked crab meat for good measure. I gotta say, actually, random side note, I really like tempura crab from like sushi restaurants and such. It's fantastic. Alright, points for Valiant as well. I should probably get the mana upkeeps back, because it really is a fantastic set of abilities, but just more and more, our team doesn't really need the mana support as much. Like, Kudzu still kind of does, but most of them don't. So, kind of trying to save myself the points, if that makes any sense. Because Valiant here can more than afford most of his stuff here on his own. Healing Shield is kind of tempting, honestly. The Blob is not much of a shielder, but, I mean, he heals pretty well, so... yeah, let's grab that. My Gland, of course, burns stuff and does it well. Burning. Burning Desire. Let's try shielding. Yeah, grab that one. Let's grab that then. We can swing by and grab Fire Shield soon, I think. And for Kermit, you're just here to become the heal champion of the world. You've already got Healing Shield. You've already got multi-channel. You've already got Bolster. You've got your mana abilities. You got Healing Wave, Warlock Healing. Extra Channel is tempting, but I'm not that moved by it just yet. I think it's time for Taunt. Taunt, and then we can grab Poison Glands. Taunt's pretty good, because it helps, because if it is his purpose to keep the party alive, so...
Well, hello there, young keeper. What a pleasant surprise. I was just looking out at the ocean, reminiscing about my family history. You can see you're the adventurous type who'd rather just go out there and live your own stories. But stay a while and listen, won't you?
Alright, Deckard Cain. That's gotta be a Diablo reference.
There might just be something in it for you, too.
Hey there. Did you come here to take some time off at the beach? Or did you hear about the treasure hunt that's supposed to be happening around here, too?
You've heard correctly. I'm encouraging monster keepers to go looking for a treasure cave I believe is hidden somewhere deep under the sea. Under the sea! Huh, I love that song! But first, let me explain a little bit, so you know I'm not just making all this up. One of my ancestors actually happened to be a very well-known pirate, infamous across the oceans of the Old World. He lived around 300 years ago, and he was actually a monster keeper. Having monsters makes you good at pirating, who would have guessed? You're probably wondering how to become infamous in the Old World, even though he was a resident of Monster Sanctuary. Well, considering the barrier that's separating us from the Old World, which only very few keepers are allowed to cross on certain occasions. Well, I'm telling you, my ancestor had a ship that allowed him to cross that barrier freely, and anytime he wished to do so. Pretty dang handy, huh? That, and the fact is, his whole crew was composed of monsters, made him the terror of the Old World seas. But eventually he passed on. Most of his treasures were never found. He did leave behind some clues for his descendants, though. Of course, our family has always kept these clues for ourselves. I decided that I want to see the treasures uncovered before I pass on myself. After all, it's been 300 years, and my family hasn't found squat. Therefore, clearly we need a hand. My own children aren't really interested in it, so now I'm hiring any keepers who have the curiosity and the will to find these treasures. Who knows what could be down there in that cave? I do know for sure that there's a memorial ring down there with the ancient words of our family inscribed on it. So ancient, in fact, no family even remembers the darn words anymore. Ain't that a pain? That's all I really care about. Bring me the memorial ring. You can have whatever else you find down there.
We're actually looking for sanctuary tokens, one of which could be somewhere at Horizon Beach.
If it's rare as any value at all, you can bet my ancestor took it and hid it down in that cave.
I see. Yeah, it's probably worth investigating at the very least, then.
Like I said, my ancestor left behind some clues for us. One, I'm pretty certain about the fact that the cave is somewhere in Horizon Beach. After all, it's the only one that has any real water. And he's a pirate, so it kind of makes sense. He also left behind an encoded message, which I've only recently managed to fully decode. It says, ahem, and I quote, "It takes 3 to enter the maw of the beast." I'm sure that must be the final hit necessary to find the entrance to this treasure cave.
Oh, how intriguing. I'm sure we'll find that treasure. We should be able to find one of those sanctuary tokens in any case, at least. Let's get going. We got a lot of ground to cover.
I like how her eagle just like flies into the water, like it doesn't even matter. Like not even, you know, like there's no splashing effects in this game, but it still just like flaps into the water and keeps flapping. This is fine.
By the way, there's another keeper who passed you just before you arrived here. He was quite eager and already went on ahead.
Alright, sounds fun. Let's try to find that treasure. Maybe we'll find it before Leonard and Julia do. Alright, I'm gonna leave this one here, you guys. I know we just kind of got the plot given to us and all that, but the Horizon Beach is kind of a large area. Like, this does not cover how big it is. It's quite sizable. There's an underwater section. There's like an above land section. It's pretty big. So I think here's a pretty good spot to kind of save. But just, you know, just quickly save that when we can go get our groove on, so to speak, next time around. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and for checking out the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much to everyone who's been so active in the comments and so devoted to following the series. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you all have yourselves a lovely rest of your day. Thank you, and I'll see you either on stream tonight, or maybe tomorrow, or on one of our future uploads. Please take care of yourselves because you're worth it. Stay monstrous, and bye-bye!